Hey YouTubers, Rival X Factor, and my first official how-to video in Planetside2. And I want to talk about mobility and learning how to fly. This map is massive. One node like this is the size of Caspian border in Battlefield 3. So it's very important to be able to react with speed and precision in this game. And the best way to do that is flying your attack aircraft of choice. I'm on NC. I'm a blue and yellow guy today. So mine's called the Reaver. Now let's go over a couple things before you decide to fly. First, it takes 200 points of this green type, let's call them. All right, and those replenish through map control, which will be changing through beta. Okay, but more importantly, this has a timer, an acquisition timer. So let's talk about 2 tips on how to reduce that acquisition timer. Because if you don't have some of these things, it's going to take you 5 or more minutes to get another one. The first thing you could do is you can use cert points to lower your in-game timer. All right, so my acquisition timer, I've reduced that quite a bit through the spending of cert points, and you can see that scales upwards. Now, the second thing is called an implant. This is one of my slots. It's called the Reaver Specialist. You can get different implants that do different things. They make your guns reload faster. You'll go ADS, aim down sight quicker. There's all kinds of stuff, but let's focus on the Reaver today. And more importantly, each empire has specific characteristics to their air vehicles, which I talked about yesterday. And in beta, they're just now starting to unlock some of these other characteristics. And you can see I've dumped some points into it. My top speed I've increased. My vertical thrust I've increased. My turn rate, which is very important, I've increased. Roll rate, I don't care about doing the little rolls in game. That doesn't really get me out of stuff, but the turning does, so does the top speed, and more afterburner fuel. Okay, and as you can see, there's more stuff to come. But this acquisition timer is a big one. And the cert, how do you buy these certs? With Araxium, the triangle-looking guy at the top, which says I have 2,200 some odd points that you get every 15 minutes, depending on how much map control that you have. So let me pull up a Reaver. And let's talk about flying in this game. You have a choice. Are you an inversion flyer, where up is down and down is up? Or are you an up is up, down is down type of guy? Well, guess what? I'm an up is up, down is down type of guy. So that's how I fly. So I'm using W, S, A, and D to kind of fly here, and my mouse. But if I want to make a hard turn, up or down, this enemy aircraft, I actually bind, look up, and look down on my thumb wheel to my mouse. All right, so I have a Death Adder. Well, I think a lot of you guys know that. And on the side, there's a thumb up and a thumb down. So let me show you what that does. I can spam my mouse up, but see how jerky that is? It's not smooth, and I've got a big ass mouse pad, and I'm constantly running it out of space. So let's do that. Let's do that again. Let's do an inversion with just spamming the mouse pad. Kind of jerky, right? Well, I bind mine to look up, and let's see what happens when I do it this way. Look how smooth that is, right? And you can just hold it. By doing this, now let's look down. This gives you the fastest possible turn rate in game. So let's take a look at where those settings are. Let me land this in a safe spot here. And again, if you have a Logitech, if you have a Death Adder, if you have a mouse with 2 thumb buttons, this is a great tool for you to utilize. Let me just bail it right here, float this thing and flip it. So I'm going to come into settings, and I want to go into key bindings, and I want to go to vehicle. And you notice it says look up P, look down semicolon. I actually use the macro software within my Death Adder to bind that. So I literally bound it on my Death Adder in the software, then just hit the buttons here. And there you go. Now the cool thing is you can still bind things to that as infantry in general settings because it's not going to mess with it. So you could dual bind things in this game, which is very nice. So this is a huge tip. It gives you the fastest bank rate and turn rate possible in the game, which helps you get around on your enemies even better. Hopefully you guys utilize this and become decent pilots, because it is very important to be able to fly in this game. And as you can see, I'm actually going upside down here, because this is how you're going to get from point A to point B the fastest and become a responsive unit of your respective Air Force. Thanks a lot, YouTube. As always, I want to hear what you think about the actual flight mechanics in the game, because it is a lot different than BF3. It is, in my opinion, a helicopter meets an airplane, which rocks. Oh, let me get a lib kill if he's not lagging. Let me get that lib kill. There we go. Take care, YouTube. We'll talk soon.